Hey guys, how you doing? So I'm here to talk about the movie Lion. I did my best to stay away from as many trailers and reviews of this film as I could because I saw that it was getting a lot of buzz and, an Australian film doing really well, getting Oscar nominations and that kind of thing. And I thought, shit, this thing must be amazing. So I just wanted to go in fresh. I didn't even know that it was based on a true story or on the memoirs of a book until I saw the opening credits. On the back of that, I don't want to explain too much about the plot. The film stars Dev Patel, Nicole Kidman, and introducing Sunny Pawar. I'm not sure if that's how his last name is pronounced, but he plays the 5-year-old boy in this film, and he's incredible. I mean, for such a young actor to embody this character and show kind of the level of emotional resonance and difficulty in the situation that he is in, I totally bought his performance. And credit to Garth Davis, the director, for being able to pull out a performance from such a young actor and make him so convincing. Garth Davis is an Australian director. This is his first feature film, if you can believe it. He had previously directed the TV series Top of the Lake. Prior to that, he's directed a whole bunch of commercials, and some that you've probably seen. If you remember, the Tui's tongue crawling on the ground commercial was one of his, and he's directed, heaps of big brand commercials. And so I'm really happy to see how well Lion's been received and the recognition that it's been getting. It's really awesome for the Australian film industry. So the thing about Lion that I really liked is that it has a few familiar story beats to other films, but it seems to be able to avoid a lot of the kind of tropes and cliches. There are a number of times and scenes in this movie where I thought I knew what was going to happen based on the kind of cliches of those moments, but they never happened. I was like, that's really refreshing. It's so good to see filmmakers not just doing that same shit. So basically what you've got is a film that just tells a really beautiful and emotional story in a really effective way, is acted beautifully. I mean, Dev Patel is also great in his role, and he does an awesome Aussie accent too. His Aussie accent is better than David Wenham's actual Aussie accent. And Nicole Kidman is great in this as well. I haven't seen a lot of her recent performances, but she really brought it. Some of the scenes between her and Dev were just absolutely heartbreaking. It's pretty much impossible to get out of this film without welling up or crying. I mean, pretty much everyone in the cinema and behind me, I could just hear sniffles, I could hear people getting out their tissues. It's got a pretty emotional end. And what's great about it is that even before you kind of get to that final scene, you know that there's either going to be one or two sort of outcomes that you're going to witness. And when it happens, you're like, but I knew that something like that was going to happen. How was I not emotionally prepared for this moment? The fact that when you're sort of half expecting something to happen and it still happens and it still destroys you, you're like, okay, bravo, well done. You got me good. And it's the kind of thing where you have to then turn to the person you're with at the cinema who's like, no, I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I swear. Just got something in my eyes. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job reviewing if I didn't at least bring up some small criticisms that I had. And they are so small that really they don't matter. So my first issue is kind of with the context you get around Dev Patel's character. So for example, a sequence where he goes off to uni for a while and you see him meet a bunch of people, but then his uni life and then subsequent work life, you get kind of no sense of. He's doing his own separate thing for the narrative of the film, but it's kind of like, well, how does he have a place? Or where is he living? How is he paying for that? He has a job because the dad comes to him and mentions the job at some point, but there's no scene where you see him at a job or ever talking about having a job. So is he just supported by his parents? Do they pay his rent? How does he get around? I just would have liked to have seen a little bit more about him and sort of round him out as a character. The only other criticism I really had was in the first probably 30, 40 minutes of the film. They do quite a lot of scene setting, but the issue I had was that there are a lot of fade to blacks, kind of commercial break style. I mean, you want to show kind of a passing of time and that sort of thing, but I think there was about 5 or 6 fade to blacks at the end of a lot of scenes back to back. And I feel like most directors will find a way of shooting the scene to finish on a shot that can blend seamlessly into the next scene without having to fade out. I don't want to say that it was lazy, but it just felt a bit strange to my eye. But again, really, it's such a small thing, and until I can put my hand up and be like, oh yeah, I've directed something as good as and recognize as Lion, I should probably just shut the fuck up. But anyway, Lion, I absolutely love this movie. I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. Bring tissues or hankies or use your friend's shirt, but bring something, because there will be tears. Oh yes, there will be tears. Thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's something you'd like to hear my thoughts on, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers.